I live in the land of sacred creativity, and I show others how to get there. And while this is born out of my over 20 years of work in a church context, it has nothing to do with a particular religious tradition or is only geared towards people who serve in a institutional religious framework. It is about connecting with what makes us our most divine and our most human, which is being creative. And for me, that is a sacred, holy realm. So, what does that look like? How do you get there? How do you know you're there? How do you know how to get to this realm? So, for me, that has two different aspects. The first is soul. And by soul, I don't mean anything necessarily metaphysical. I mean something that is your work that carries your creative fingerprint, something that you feel you were born to do, something that comes from deep inside. It's all about expression. So, sacred creativity has to have soul at the heart of it. But on the flip side, it also has to have service. What do I mean by service? It's connected to something greater than you. It's connected to a community, some type of greater vision. It goes beyond the boundaries of your own skin and it connects bigger. This is about connectivity. This is about connection, about community. I find that if you have one or the other, things can often go off the rails. So if you're only focused on creative work that has soul to the exclusion of service, you're like way out over here. I find that breeds isolation. At its worst, it becomes narcissistic navel gazing on a creative path. So soul without service turns into isolation. But on the flip side, if you focus on service to the extent or the exclusion of soul, rather, that service can actually lead to stagnation. So I see this in a lot of people that might have some type of stable situation, but they've forgotten their first love, which is what is that spark that makes them come alive in their context. They may be doing great work. They might be serving a community. They might be really, really valuable. They might have some stability, but they've left soul off the table. And that leads to stagnation. At its worst, it can really devolve into propaganda. But when you merge those two together, you find this beautiful intersection here. That for me is sacred creativity. So that may be all fine and well, but now that you know what that looks like, how do you practically do that? So I highlighted two of the three obstacles that sort of lead you outside the bounds of the sacred creativity. What is the opposite? For me, isolation is one of them. Stagnation is another. And as opposed to the high energy you feel when you are most alive and doing your sacred creative work, I find fatigue is another sign that you are outside that kingdom. So those three, isolation, stagnation, fatigue, are really classic ingredients for burnout. So when people say they're burned out, I often ask, what do they mean? They usually experience one of these three issues: isolation, fatigue, or burnout. So to answer my previous question, what does it look like to actually get there and stay there? We need a bit of a roadmap. So I'm going to come over here to my triangle. So if the issues, again, were isolation or fractured relationships, you're just off on your own. If another issue was fatigue, right? The sweat of your brow, that type of exhaustion that no sabbatical, no day off is going to help refill. And the third one is some sense of stagnation. I'm doing work, but does it matter? Do I believe in it? Am I growing? Am I expanding? Is this meaningful? Is this connect to some cause bigger than myself, something beyond me? Or does it just feel fruitless? Right? So instead of those three, you need pretty much the opposite. So instead of isolation, you need a team, some type of support team, and some type of community you can give and take from and with, right? Some type of team. The second ingredient need, instead of fatigue, you need some type of tempo, right? Some type of life-giving rhythm. When you have a team in place, you really can experience that sense of community. When you have that tempo in place, you can really get that sense of energy again, which I find is the biggest, rarest resource, even more so than time. And instead of stagnation, you need not just a team, you need not just tempo, but you need a target. What are you shooting for? This week, this month, 90 days out, right? And this is more than goal setting. This is like a North Star that you can continually adjust. And maybe your North Star changes, but you're always aiming to some target that helps you ground yourself in the present moment. And when you have that target, you get this sense of agency again, right? Sense of I'm doing something, I'm a cause in the matter of what I'm about. So target, team, and tempo. Those are the three things, those three ingredients you need to get to that land of sacred creativity. So there's an invitation below this video. If you have all these three in place, good on you. If you feel like one or all three of them need some work, then that invitation below the video, I want you to click on the link. I've got an invitation to a game plan where I can build this out custom for you, and you can take this with you. So if you want details, click the link below, and I'd be happy to support you.